Before working with PPP in regard to compliance and billing solutions, I felt a little bit lost. As the business and the practice that I have built continued to scale, there was things that were keeping me up at night in regard to, are we being as compliant as possible? And as all of my colleagues know, healthcare is a challenging place to live and be in. There's a lot of red tape. There's a lot of things that we need to be very, very meticulous about crossing our T's and dotting our I's with the solutions that we have in place to be as compliant as possible. This year, 2025, I had the opportunity to take over the practice that I had built at large. And one of the things that I really wanted to make sure is that we were being as compliant with HIPAA as well as overall practice operations as possible. And so that means really doubling down on what are we doing from a patient care perspective, from a in-office and external communication perspective, as well as making sure we're as clear as possible amongst our team with our overall practice handbook. And these are things that we don't learn in optometry school. These are things that you could hire an attorney and it will cost you a lot of money to do so. And you need to continue to tweak over time. But what I really, really appreciated about Practice Performance Partners was this subscription is something that you can continue to tweak and develop year after year after year by staying with the organization. On top of that, the billing and coding component was just icing on the cake. As optometrists, we know that billing and coding continues to evolve. There's a lot of rules and regulations, and understanding how to best bill for our services and be paid for what we do at the highest level is something that I was really intrigued by with Practice Performance Partners. So working with PPP so far has been pretty seamless. The portal, the onboarding, the instructions are very straightforward. What I found though immediately is as soon as I started digging into the details, I realized how much further we have to go as a practice to really be fully compliant across all levels of healthcare. And so that was eye-opening for me. On the flip side, I have a team that helps manage our billing and coding solutions, and we're just now digging into the details of how to best utilize medical billing services and maximize reimbursements. And so all of the solutions that are available through this organization have been really advantageous for us to take our billing and coding to the next level. I think for a lot of my colleagues, at times they're always looking for what's my return on investment with something that they purchase, whether it's a service as a software, whether it's a piece of equipment that they bring into the clinic. And I can tell you that this solution is an absolute no-brainer for a practice that is continuing to grow. Because as you grow, you put yourself in a position to be exposed to more and more liability and risks when you're not fully compliant, as well as when you're not billing and coding correctly. So you have to think differently when you invest in this solution. And I can tell you, it's been the greatest decision I've made in 2025.